Record, and we're recording.
Okay, how's the is the room view any different than before, the camera treatment?
No, it's the same. Yeah, maybe a little wider actually.
Okay, that might be good.
Yeah.
Well, let me move this back a little bit for stability.
And then we'll tilt me down a little bit. Yep, perfect. Make sure we're stable. All right. What warm-ups have you done so far?
Well, I was going to do more, but I got interrupted by a technical issue. I stretched out my calves and I did ruled out the legs and the hips, and that's and did the high band pull aparts.
Okay, so let's instead of doing the Fat 5, we will go ahead and do a lateral walk. So I'll turn 3/4 view. We're going to take a squat, stay in this position, walk side.
Okay.
We've done these before. We're going to do 20 each side for a total of 40. So how you need to do one direction, make sure that's equal on the other side.
Right.
Okay, we're going to go for 40 reps, turning on the hips and glutes. Yep. And then lateral walk towards the camera. There we go. Two, 3, 4. Good. Yep. And again, staying nice and low in those hips. The lower you are, the more challenge it'll be. Again, this is just the warm up though. So, do what you need to do to get here. I'm going to grab my water real quick. And then what, maybe one more back and forth? Then I'll show you what's next. Good, relax. So now we're gonna go our 4 stages of lunging. So we're gonna go forward lunge. Again, make sure this front foot stays on the ground. Come back, we'll go side lunge. We'll go reverse lunge. Again, make sure that front knee stays stable. And then our curtsy lunge, crossing the midline just a little bit. And then we'll go back through it. We'll go 5 times. So total of 20 lunges.
Right.
Yep, reverse. And then curtsy. Good. That's 1. 2. 3. Real quick, I'm going to pause you just for a second. Remember, reverse lunge, same track. Curtsy lunge, you're going to go cross track.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so just mind that placement of the back foot, okay? You got 2 more. Or I think, yeah, 2 more. Yeah, that's better. Good. Then we'll do last round just to solidify. Good. And switch sides. Side. Good. Make sure you have enough room and you're safe. Good. 1. 2. 3. And then last round for 5. Again, I'm just updating your program as we go through it. Good. Go ahead and grab your 5 pounds. We're gonna go squat to press. Just step back a little bit.
Go grab them. Oh,
sure, yeah. I'll just hang out and talk to myself for a second. Actually, I'm not gonna do that.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, squat to press. So palms facing, elbows facing, drive down. We're gonna go 20. Good. Remember to keep your feet on the ground at all times. Good. Make sure your torso stays strong so your belly's off your legs. Good. Good, looking good, Pat. 10, halfway. Keep going. Last 4. Terrible at the counting thing. Last one. Good. All right, a little bit of a break here, just enough for me to demonstrate the core. So same as last week, we have our high plank saws. If you want more challenge this week, you could try to bring 1 foot off the ground and just extend through 1 foot. But if you want to keep this, again, shoulders stay stacked and you're just pushing your weight forward, keeping your hips up, and then coming back. From there, we'll take our side plank, we'll take our weight on our hip, we have our weighted hip dips. And then your favorite, Pat, lateral.
Oh my goodness,
Careful.
my favorite.
We will go 30 seconds each at 3 sets today.
Okay. What was the first one again?
High plank saws. All right. When you are ready, we'll go 30 seconds on the clock. All right. Hit it. You know it this way, I'll call halfway and you switch feet. Halfway. Almost there. And relax. Good. Take your 5 pound weight, place it on your hip for side plank hip dips. Remember to stack the shoulders, stack the hips, and then palm is flat on that ground. Go. Halfway. Almost there at that. 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax and switch. Nicely done. Hit it. Good, looking strong. Halfway there, Pat. 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Again, your favorite one to date, lateral bear crawls, please. Think about it, but don't think too much.
Yeah, I know.
All right, stay low, go. Yeah, nice and solid this week. Halfway there. 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Good. 45 seconds to recover, Pat. Questions, comments, or concerns?
Nope.
Great. Great, great, great. Yeah. And don't worry, we won't video a lot of our sessions or anything like that. I'm just maybe grabbing one here.
Yeah, cherry pick something where it looks right and makes a coherent thing.
Yeah, well, what I've been finding is obviously people aren't going to watch a full 50-minute video of me talking to a screen or staring at a screen, because that's kind of what it shows a lot of the time. If you're not talking, it's back to me. So what I'm doing is editing it so it's quicker. And so like the sessions will be a lot faster. So you're not gonna be able to hear anybody. You're just gonna, it'll be like, instead of 50 minutes, it'll be like 3 minutes. And then when I do video testimonials for people, those will be full length, because they're only gonna be about a half hour. Which I know is still a lot for a video, but you know.
Oh yeah. Well, in terms of a intro video, it's like in the early stages, you get a small amount of time, and then as they get deeper into it, you get longer time. So
Right.
to cherry pick something at the beginning. It
Right.
gives an idea of the key issues.
Right. Second set. High plank saws. And then again, I'll call it halfway, in which you'll and that'll be the time you switch your legs. Okay, go. Three, two, one, and switch. Good. Nice transition. Five, four, three, two, and relax. Hip dips, please. Again, if it gets challenging, just hold the side plank. Good. Halfway. 5, 4, 3, 2, and switch. Nice work, Pat. Nice work. Halfway. 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Lateral bear crawls to finish that. Hit it. Halfway, Pat. 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Good. We got one last set coming up. But yeah, so I figured the sessions, the shorter videos that I post or I advertise or utilize, those would be something that people will view. It'll be quick. So, and then the testimonials, even though people will more than likely not watch the full thing, I do hope that it'll at least attract people to be like, oh, well, maybe I should listen to see what he has to say, or what I look like, or whatever it might be for
Yeah.
that. I'm just trying, I'm not full steam ahead quite yet, but I'm starting to gain a little bit of traction. I do have my first consultation from one of the apps that I utilized. It should be tomorrow. Fingers crossed. I had a technical difficulty, so I had to resend an invite, but hopefully that didn't ruin it. But yeah, so hopefully that's tomorrow night at 5, I believe. So
Yeah.
now all that person has to do is show up.
Yeah.
All right, Pat, last set. High plank saws, please. And switch. Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1. Side plank hip flips. Halfway. 5, 4, 3, 2, and switch. All right, hit it. Halfway there. 5, 4, 3, 2, and left crawls to finish our core set. Go. Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good. How's the knee feeling? Fine?
Yeah, these are fine.
Good. How's everything else feeling?
Just winded.
Okay, good. So we have our dumbbell deadlift. So if we can, we'll go 35 pounds today. If we cannot, we'll just kind of slow down on the way down today.
Okay.
Come up.
10.
So again, feet are parallel, Weight up front, shoulders are stacked. Hinge
Yeah.
first, up and back, slide. Okay.
Okay.
And
How many reps?
that'll be for 8 reps.
How many? By 30. I got about 35, 36 pounds on each.
Great. Yeah, that'll work.
Okay.
Yep. And then you already have a band set up, but I'll show you the next one we get there.
All right.
So go ahead and start your dumbbell deadlifts, please. Okay, so shoulders core tight, feet are hip width apart. Hinge first. Let the weight slide down your legs. Good. Pause at the bottom and come up. Good. Again, every time you're back at the top, check in, make sure the shoulders are stacked and tight. Make sure that core is active in order to protect the low back. 3. Last 3. Last one. Keep it tight. Good. All right. With our band attached to our anchor point, we have our mid, right? Elbow comes out just a little bit versus our low, mid, and then a high row. These are quick. Just keep control, okay?
What do you say?
So you can go through them fairly quickly. Just stay in control of that. And we're going to go 30. So, yeah, 30 of them. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Lead with the elbows. 8, 9, 10, 11. Almost there. 12, 13. Watch the height of that arm when you're pulling down. There it is. Last one. And relax. Good. How's all that feeling?
Okay.
Good. And I got your email about the marketing funnel that you were talking about. I haven't yet gone through it. I opened it up on my phone, but the format's off. So when I jump up my computer, I'll open that thing up and look through it. And
yeah, it depends
when
on
I talk to you next.
The right fonts and everything. I don't know. Yeah, and it's just
right.
framework, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the trick about marketing is you ask what's marketing, there's like at least 8,000 definitions.
Right.
And each of them is relevant to a different point in the process. One of them when you're getting people in to be interested once they're in and interested, then getting them through to actually doing something. Each of those has different issues going on. And it's useful to break it down into stages. Like you're not going to show somebody a 5-minute commercial. You're going to try to entice them in 15 seconds to then take a look. And those 1 out of 1,000 that are interested, take a look. You can get probably 2 or 3 minutes out of them. And as they go deeper in, they may look at something for 5 minutes. But the mistake is thinking those are all the same. And at the first level, you want to get 1,000 people to be exposed, and then maybe 10 will take a next look, and of those maybe 3 will take the next look, and of those maybe 2 will go all the way through the contact. And that would be good. That would be good math. So
okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Basically, as the funnel gets narrower, the amount of attention you can that they'll be interested in spending gets wider.
Right, of course. Yeah, no, I'm following that now. Okay.
Yeah, it's like when you're shopping for a product at first, you're like, well, hey, I was kind of interested in that. Let me take a look. And then it's like, I'm really interested. I'm going to compare 3 or 4. And I'm going to spend 20 minutes studying it. And I'll make a decision and make an action.
Right. No, I get that. That makes sense. Let's go ahead and jump into our second set.
Starting with the dumbbell.
And for 8 reps, was that challenging enough for you?
It was not terribly challenging, no.
Oh, okay. Well, let's try it again then. Do we need to make more challenging?
Well, that was the first time. Let's see what happens the second time.
Sure.
Yeah, the first one's always easy. It's like,
well, yeah.
The 16th one is not always so easy.
For a second, I was like the 16th one, and I was like, oh, right, 8 and 8. Never really been good at the whole counting thing, unless I'm actually in a class for that. Last 3. Looking good. Last one for 8. And relax.
Yeah, it feels like it's harder on my arms and shoulders than it is on my legs.
Are you able to hinge back in the hips any further? And keep.
Let's see, hinge back. You mean like here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And your feet stay on the ground.
Yeah.
Great. Try to hinge a little bit further and see what happens.
All right.
Mid to high row, please. Three. Remember the forearms are on the tracks, so they're parallel to the ground always. There it is. Good. Pretty sure 4 more, or 4 more times 3.
This is like just completed 12 here.
Oh, okay. So yeah, 3 more rounds then.
$15.
Yep. Good. Relax. Yeah, so we'll try to accentuate the hinge a little bit more, and then yet if that still does not activate the hamstrings like we're looking for, it's still going to be a good, nice, strong back exercise.
Yep.
But we will try to see if we can grab the hamstrings.
Yeah, I'm bringing 5 on it next time.
What we're probably going to end up doing, because it sounds like this workout in particular is getting pretty easy in relation to started with that, which is this is our third week of doing this this particular workout with minor changes. So what we'll probably do next week is we'll probably jump into a brand new program, and then we'll do another 4-week component to that. And 4 weeks we probably change it up.
Right.
Does that sound okay for you?
Yeah.
So my next question, and I always ask this just when people are doing heavy weights and we're doing strength training stuff, how's the body been feeling as far as like your recovery is? Like, are you getting enough sleep? You're not too sore, that sort of thing?
Yeah, I wasn't sore last time that I recall, from Tuesday. Okay. And, sleep is sleep. You wake up and you can't go back to sleep because of all the shit going on in the world.
Sure, of course. And so more specifically to what I mean is we want to make sure that your body is not responding negatively to too much. So things that you would take a look at are, fatigue, loss of motivation, muscles not recovering well enough, your sleep is being altered, things like would signify that the body needs a little more rest than maybe just a day off in between workouts.
Oh, right. Yeah, I haven't noticed any of that.
Okay. Yeah, so then what we'll do is we'll do another 4-week strength training program. And then after that, we'll probably take a couple weeks off going into more of a deload. And then we can go back into our strength stuff.
Great. Okay.
Cool. Third set, please.
That?
Yep. Just make sure the knee stays over the ankle. Good. Last 3 coming up. Last one. And relax.
You know, on the bottom of that, I felt more stretch in here.
Good. I know you always call it stretch, but I know I know what you're referring to. The hamstrings always feel like they're stretching. I think they only ever feel like they're actually working is if we're doing bringing the heel back towards your butt or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Mid to high rows, please. Good. Five rounds to go. Good. Last 3. Last one. Good. All right. So we're gonna use the same way. We're gonna go single arm bent over row. We have options here that you choose from. You can support yourself on your chair, keeping a flat spine. Again, think about bringing that chest up, but not creating too much of a back arch, right? So we're not trying to look for, an anterior tilt of the hips or anything. And then we could row from there. If not, you can just come into the hinge position that you did earlier, and we'll do our single arm rows from here. And then second exercise is our lateral raise to biceps curl. We're using our 10-pound plates.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Questions on either of those?
Nope.
Great, you got a break. We'll take another minute and 10 seconds, and then we'll jump into the next part of this. Say. I don't know. Yeah, you still got plenty of time. I feel like there was something I was going to ask you, but I can't remember.
No.
I don't know. But yeah, if I come across questions on my my path to starting my own kind of small business thing, I'm definitely going to reach out and ask them, especially once they go through that the diagram that you sent me. I'm sure that's going to pop up a bunch of questions into my brain.
Yeah, it basically, the fundamental concept is address where they are in the process. First of all, it's getting some interest, and then the goal is to get them to take another look. And then when they come and take another look, then you address certain issues that are likely in their mind. And as they go the next step, there's other issues likely to be there. And also then make it easy to make the first connection. You know, like
Thing that I'm trying to do currently is I'm developing what my like ideal customer would be.
Yep.
And so that way when I am doing video testimonials or I'm recording videos, I can gear those towards somebody who might be in that mindset.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Or maybe it's the speech that I utilize, maybe it's the lighting, I don't know, maybe it could be the clothing that I'm wearing, for example, but something that might interest those people a little bit more effectively. Than, you know, if I would just kind of doing these videos and just kind of sending them off into the world and not really targeting. I know these first couple ones are not really targeting anything. They're more of an experimental kind of thing to see if even just that has some lead generation onto it.
Yeah. It's particularly if you figure out it's in the marketing world, it's called persona marketing, which is you imagine the person you're talking to, and to the extent you have a unique type of a defined sort of a vision of what that person that would be your ideal client and also for whom you would be ideal, you can just say it too. You can just use the words.
Right.
Just,
I guess because I think the ideal like person for me is a person that I don't quite know because I've trained such a wide variety of people, but I know the people that I like to train are the people that are already they're already motivated. They need accountability, but then in regards to kind of what they're looking for as a trainer, that's kind of where I'm stuck on. But the people that I've seen most are the people that are just kind of starting out or have an injury or start. So it's either they're not started in their fitness journey at all, they've started and stopped, or they're coming, with me with some issue that they're dealing with, whether it's a shoulder issue. I've trained with scoliosis before, things of that nature.
And you can boil it down to those particular even bullet points, and there's a process by which because really what you want to do is get the kind of basically to bring the right people that fit you, because then that works for everybody, as opposed to some people say, well, I got to get everybody, and then and then it doesn't work well for anybody. Rather than it's the old cliche I have is which here's two puzzle pieces, which of them doesn't fit the other one?
Right, you're right. So I'm at that point in my process. So this week is all about who my lead customer is.
Yeah, right. Who are you the first choice of?
Exactly.
Not the array of dozens of people who did the second choice of. You don't want to be everybody's second choice. You want to be somebody's first.
Well, and what the other thing is, we'll go ahead and get started and I'll keep chatting, but it's the people, like, as far as virtual training is concerned too, keep your chest up. It's the people that don't feel comfortable in the gym. It's the people that go into a gym and they're like, oh crap, I don't know what to do. I don't know if I can do this. Last three. Last one. Again, chest up. Good. Nice flat spine. Halfway. Good. And then lateral raise to biceps curl with the 10-pound plates. And we'll just keep palms facing me the whole time. Good. And then come up. Back down. Curl. Good. 15 rounds, please. Good. 6 more rounds. Last 3. Last one. And recover. Good.
Struck me as I was doing that is that a whole lot of people recently have bought equipment to put in their home gym. But they probably need some help figuring out how to get the most out of it. And say, gee, I don't want to go to a gym because, here's all the equipment, but it's like, gee, I don't know how to get good programs out of it. And you'd be a program designer for them. And then maybe a once a week check-in, and that would, have a session with them to train them on that. And that way you can get the people who are, really wanting something less frequent, perhaps. But the idea is, hey, you spend all this money on a gym and now you're just staring at it and don't know what to do with it. And you're going to get bored because you're doing the same shit over and over again. So that's another sort of sign of the times thing that a lot of people have done.
There's a lot of, coaches online who do like programming and stuff like that, but I didn't really realize that they're like that. There's either a lot of people thinking, A, they cannot get fitness in without equipment, or B, they have all this equipment now and have no idea what the fuck to do with it.
Yeah, and how to be creative and inventive and keep it interesting, because, I know left to my own devices, I'll do the same thing over and over again.
Well, and then you get bored, you lose motivation. It's just, I know that happened to me. Why do you think I have so much equipment? I mean, it's not a lot, but why do you think I have so much? It's because I'm bored.
Yeah, toys to play with, right.
It's just things to play with, different things to do. I think everything is good. I also understand that not everybody needs equipment. Sometimes it's just about movement and getting movement in and being, there was a while, plenty of my clients, we didn't have any equipment to utilize and we still got really good workouts in.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So the idea is you can do it with or without equipment. And for those who have equipment, especially the, people who spend, $4,000 or $5,000 equipping a home gym, and then they go in there and they're either bored or kind of like baffled, as opposed to, hey, let's make this fun. Let's turn this thing you put into a fun toy, just like it was, monkey bars on the playground. And the way you do that is you do inventive and interesting things with it. And you appeal to, the gadget. The guy wants to, because, when I buy stuff for me, whether it's a computer or a pneumatic nail gunner, I know it's just a toy.
Right.
Even though I can build furniture with my toys, but they're still toys.
Right. And you still need to, know that. And somebody had to teach you how to utilize those toys at some point, right?
Yeah.
Huh. I wonder then, I'm going to show you what's next. And then I have another thought. So we're going to do, we'll do 2 rounds. So we have our rotational jump squats, which you've done, right? We are here, up, rotate. Okay. Back and forth. The last one you have not done, we're going to start with our feet together. We're going to jump wide, sumo squat down, jump up.
Okay.
Okay, so sumo squat is that wide squat that we've done before. So it's like a sumo squat jack.
Yeah. Okay.
We will go 40 seconds of the first one, 20 seconds of the second one.
I do.
So these are rotation squats.
Like that?
No, so you're going to try to jump 180 degrees.
Oh, a jump and turn, right?
Yep.
90.
There we go. Yep, and try to land back into your squat. Yep. There we go.
I don't think we've ever done these before, actually.
What was that?
I don't think we've ever done these before.
Rotational jump squats? We haven't? Well, you're doing them now, Pat.
We're doing them now.
Careful. 10 seconds. And take your time if you need to. No need to rush. 3, 2, 1. Sumo squat jacks. So, careful. So stand tall.
Yeah,
First
that was
step, jump wide,
harder than it looks.
and then here. Yep, and here. Okay, 20 seconds.
In a second. A little dizzy from jumping around.
Oh, sure, take a second if you need to.
No. Must be the inner ear. Okay. Like that. Jump up.
So feet come to touch. So stand tall.
Uh-huh.
Feet are there. Jump wide and squat down.
And back up. Okay.
Yeah.
Certainly Japanese jumping jacks.
Sure. Jump wide and down. There we go. Just 20 seconds and we're done for tonight. Three, two, and relax. Awesome, Pat. Good job. So my question, feel free to breath for a second. I wonder if those can just be my lead customers to start with.
Is what?
I wonder if those can be my lead customers to start with. The people that don't think they can do a good workout with, who are going to get, who don't think it can be creative enough with body weight exercises, so they're going to get bored, right?
Yep.
What does a longevity program look like with just body weight training?
Right.
Or the people that have bought a bunch of stuff, right? Because everybody did. We can tell from the stores, everybody bought something. And now they're with it and they're like, well, how do I keep using it so it can stay interesting for me?
Yeah. That's kind of maybe, if it's correct and if it works for you and if it works for the people that come to you, it's what we call about wanting to find the key customer insight.
Mm-hmm.
And the key customer insight may well be boredom. Just boredom, whether it's with or without equipment, is how do we make it continue? Because you've done this, you've mentioned this to me over time. It's like if you do the same thing over and over again, you're going to get bored and you're going to stop doing it. And also you're just going to work the same muscles over and over again instead of your whole body.
Mm-hmm.
But the idea is what you have is the ability to keep it varied, keep it new. You've always got another bag, trick up your sleeve. and that's the thing that you've got that a person cannot provide for themselves. That's the key insight is like, gee, I can work out by myself. It's like, yeah, but you're going to run out of ideas pretty fast. And if you do, as you look online to get those sort of prepackaged things, they're not going to be able to adapt it to your particular situation.
Right.
That really does take somebody seeing what you're doing and adapting to where you are and your condition and and the things you want to do that prepackaged stuff can't do. So it really is a difference between something that is fit to the person versus off the shelf.
Right. So yeah, so not only would they not die of boredom, but they would have something that was modified, adapted, and changed often enough for them.
Yeah.
Because even like today, it's like we didn't really change the bigger parts of the workout, but there were a couple slight differences here and there.
I know for a fact that if I weren't seeing you on a regular basis, this would slide. Just like my banjo after I stopped taking lessons.
Right.
Because there was no like, now it's time to do it. Now it's time to do it. As contrasted with, I'll just wait a day, and then one day turns into 2, turns into 3, turns into, oh, it's so hard to get started again. Which is classic situation. And the idea is that, people go to the gym to do this. A lot of people don't like to go to the gym, but they'd like to get those same benefits. And what it is it's a virtual gym, if you will, gym in home, all those kind of concepts that basically say, you get the following benefits of a gym and you avoid these things from the gym that you may not want, which is waiting for equipment and worrying about other people and, do you have to, blah, 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 let alone the fact you can't pretty much go to a gym these days. But
right.
A lot of people never wanted to anyway.
Right, because all people have to do now is just show up.
Because, when I went to that gym, it's like, okay, I get the gym as part of my insurance. So it's built in, doesn't cost me anything extra.
Ah,
I thought, okay, I'll go over there and I'll start, work up a program. And then first thing they did was hook me up with you. And I'm like, I don't think I've been to the gym 3 times on my own
right.
in the last 2 years because, I'd always go there for our sessions. And to the extent I could do whatever I was going to do at the gym here with my stuff, even though it's not nearly as extensive, I'd prefer to do that.
Right, right, right. Because again, it's you like you said earlier, it's the idea of I find that just all those little tricks that I do have over time they actually come into play. It's like for me when I'm faced with a client like yourself, 2
Uh-huh.
years, how do I still keep you interested? How do I still, and not just the fact that it would slide for you, but on
Right.
mine is how do I? It's always in the back of my head. How do I keep these people interested?
Hmm. Well, and
Right.
and the other thing that you've mentioned to me is like, you don't want to keep doing the same exercises over and over again because you can't work everything at once. But if you keep
Right.
working the same thing over and over again, you're only getting 25% of what you need to be worked. I would have never known, never even thought the idea that lateral and torsional moves and balance was a task, really. And it
Right.
is. It's not
Yeah.
just about, gee, I need, muscles up here or muscles in my legs. It's about I need, to train my inner ear for balance.
Hmm.
I need to get coordination and going in torquing forms,
Yep.
things like that. The idea of even torsional movements and torquing strength was an entirely new concept for me.
Totally. Yeah. 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 And those are so that's yeah. I think maybe we're onto something as far as a lead clientele, Pat. I think you might have just helped me at least lead me in a better direction than I was because I
Yeah,
was
the thing is it's getting a consumer insight, which is to say, these are the type of people for whom a virtualized remote solution is not only necessary for today, but probably was ideal for everybody. But now that everybody has, basically crossed that river of using virtual screens and stuff like that, now everybody knows what Zoom is. You know, 10 months ago, 5% of the population knew what Zoom was, right? And now 95% do.
yeah, totally.
And so it's like whether it's Zoom or Duo or FaceTime or there's so many you can do with and say, hey, I work with all of them, no big deal. Of course, when we start up, there'll be a couple of technical glitches. There always are, but we'll
Yeah.
get over it. But basically, I'll see you through it. Don't worry about it. Because particularly people my age, not me so much because I'm a tech weenie, but a lot of people my age, and Joyce writes about them all the time because that's her field, are really terrified of technology until you just basically say, and in fact, you could even have solutions for um, little things that people can buy. In fact, this little thing I use for my to put my phone up and be able to tilt it on an angle,
Uh-huh.
it wasn't designed for that. It was designed for something else, but it works like a champ for it because I can
Yeah.
take my phone and I can tilt it in any direction I want to. One thing it's not good at is going this way. It's not
Right.
really good at this, but it's not, you could figure out a solution for that, but it's
Okay.
really, it's one of those things that without it, it would be much harder. But it's this dumb little thing here. Let me see if I can show it to you. It's a little stand
Oh, sure.
that's for holding tablets. It's really supposed to be like this. When I
Right.
flip it up like this and put a rubber band around it, it'll hold my thing, and it's got enough weight that I can tilt it every which way. So,
Okay.
but the idea is having all that stuff pre-thought through to say, hey, there's ways, rather than because people will look for as they get down to wanting to make a commitment. Then there's a natural tendency, and any basic sales, tutorial will takes one through this because there's the marketing process and then the sales process, and it's kind of a smooth continuum between them. But the sales process is about removing objections. It's like, gee, there's this little problem I'm going to be uncomfortable doing. It's like, yeah, I got that solved. Don't worry about it. We'll figure out a way. And in
Yeah.
fact, this little thing here is like a charger as well, but it's basically a little stand. Hold your phone so it cannot. It's easy to have your phone tilt back.
Mm.
It's easy to have it tilt forward because it'll fall.
Right, right, right.
This thing,
Huh.
in fact, I was going to experiment with my tablet to see if I could figure out a way to have it tilt forward But then my
Okay.
tablet is
About a
different.
week before I see you next, so we can figure that out then next week.
Yeah, right. I'm just digressing here, but
I'm all
yeah.
for it. I
But-
nerd out on this stuff. You nerd out on the tech and the marketing stuff. So I'm all for it.
yeah, right. Yeah, okay.
All right, Pat. I'll see you.
At that
Tuesday.
stage, if you look at that little customer journey thing, you'll see at the close part of getting them over there, yeah, I'm interested. How do I actually get started? It's all about removing objections and discomforts and any of those little barriers. And it's even let's do the first one free. It's a free trial offer.
Yeah. One tomorrow it's a free consultation. So I'm always going to offer a free consult anyway.
And the free consultation was saying, okay, let's try a couple of things, and so I can kind of assess where you're at and give you some feedback. So they
We'll see
actually get some utility out of it.
Well, to like see how the space is, see if they have stuff that. So that's
Yeah.
a consultation is going to go more than just talking to the person's goals and a workout. It's also going to be I'm going to take into account what space they're in, how much can they move around, that sort of thing.
Even you send them a link to say, here's a good set of bands you can buy off of Amazon, and they're like $12.
Yeah, keep them serious.
The link is like, you don't have to spend a lot of money.
I'm going to build the lead customer and begin to finish up my my business plan, and then I'm going to start looking at streamlining things as far as if you need equipment to buy, what could you do for it, what steps are next.
Yeah.
I'm pretty small right now, just so I don't get too overwhelmed with all the little greedy details. So.
Yeah, right. But I think just the idea of for 20 or 30 bucks, you got a home gym.
Yeah.
With
Yeah,
bands and a couple of little things. Weights can get a little pricey to get, but
Well, even
figure it all at once.
We'll even figure out how to help people do, how to prep their bags with stuff in it. Talk them through that idea as well.
Yeah, right.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, hey,
Okay.
I gotta. Thank you for the info, Pat, and I'll see you next week. Okay.
Right. Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. See ya.